For the decision by the United Kingdom to leave the United European Union raises multi-dimensional implications, most of whose impacts cannot as yet be easily measured. To begin with, in leaving the European Union, the UK will have to dismantle its existing arrangements with the rest of the European economy and put a new relationship in place. That new regime can considerably affect its growth prospects, and hence those of other economies such as the Caribbean, whose performance is closely linked to that of the UK through exports, direct investment, and remittances. In addition, insofar as the UK's trade regime with other countries are part of the EU's arrangements, the United Kingdom, after leaving the EU, will effectively be no longer part of the European Union's trade regimes and will have to devise new trade arrangements with over 50 countries, including the Caribbean. The resetting of its trade relations with non-EU countries to bring them in line with international trade law will be a massive undertaking, extending over a considerable period and with no certainty of conclusive nor happy endings for some. Deriving from these broad implications, a number of specific issues arise that will be the subject of this brief presentation. First, it can easily be established that the United Kingdom has derived quite considerable benefits from its membership of the European Union. The question that arises is that as to whether it will be able to negotiate a new relationship with the EU that put at its disposal arrangements and instruments that are conducive to growth and which match or exceed those it now currently enjoys with Europe. This matters for the Caribbean because we are well aware that a strong, growing UK economy favors growth and development in our region. Secondly, once the United Kingdom exits the European Union, the CARIFORUM relationship with the rest of the EU under the EPA, which has been negotiated to be of indefinite duration, will remain intact with the rest of the EU. But the United Kingdom will have to negotiate a new trade regime with CARIFORUM, a process that can take various forms and can take years to arrange. The Caribbean vested interest here is to ensure that the character of the new trade regime between the Caribbean and UK is one that does not cause a loss of viability of the Caribbean and hence lead to a situation where decline in its fortunes is the collateral damage from the United Kingdom's decision to exit the EU. Thirdly, the Caribbean relationship with both the EU and the UK under the EPA entails more than a trade regime. It also includes a program and many instruments of development cooperation which are not subject to WTO rules and which can be varied at the discretion of both the United Kingdom and the UK. One of the potential implications of Brexit, therefore, is that it offers scope for more positive and impactful forms of development cooperation to be put in place, especially to counterbalance any potential loss of benefits from a revised set of trade arrangements. Fourth, the Brexit surely must set in train. I love when these things happen. They give me time to collect the thoughts. Fourth, the Brexit surely must set in train efforts to revamp and to reset CARICOM's trade diplomacy with the global economic community in a way that can have major beneficial impacts on the structure and the performance of economies within the region. And fifth, Brexit raised significant implications for the governance of our own regional integration movement. So that my presentation treats to those 5 issues, beginning Brexit and the prospect for United Kingdom growth. The Caribbean has already had to absorb the effects of the short-term turbulence caused by Brexit in the form of reduced values of remittances and the other consequences of the plunge in the value of the pound. In the 2-year interval, while the terms of the UK's exit are being negotiated, it is to be anticipated that the British economic and financial authorities will use all available countervailing measures and instruments to avert further calamity. The real challenge that, however, confronts the Caribbean will be derived from the structure of the new trading regime that the UK manages to put in place with Europe, and the issue as to whether that new regime has the capacity to support stronger growth in the UK and hence spur greater activity between our country and Britain. As regards this issue, there are very powerful reasons why the main political parties campaign to have the United Kingdom remain in the EU. For the EU is the world's largest market and the UK's biggest trading partner. But more to the point, the impact of the Brexit on the United Kingdom's financial industry can be of telling strategic significance to the overall growth of the UK economy. As it presently stands, UK is essentially the financial capital of Europe.